Hello there, and welcome to another Commodore 64 playthrough. This time we're going to play through Lords of Chaos. Now there's lots of detail to this, so I'm just going to dive straight in and explain it as it goes. So, what this game is that you're a wizard, and you can have one player or more than one player. The idea then is that you enter this maze, and in the maze you have the ability to basically kill off the other wizards. So if you play it in one play, which is what I'm going to do now, then you will end up going against a computer-generated wizard. If you play more than one player, then obviously you can play against other people. So there's lots and lots of options and detail with this. So I'm just going to quickly go through this as best as I can to let you know what happens. So in the first instance, you can give your character, your wizard, lots of different strengths. So the first thing is this editing screen here. So mana is the magic that you have because you can cast spells and use magic. Action points is the ability to do things. So the more action points you have got, the more things you can do per turn, as it's a turn-based piece of software. Stamina is obvious. Constitution is the amount of damage you can take. So a large bear will take more damage than a little pixie. Combat and defense are the strengths you have in attacking and defending. And magic resistance is the resistance you have towards magic, be it another wizard or magic spells. Then these are the spells, and they mainly fall into two categories. There's the spells to create animals. So I am going to go straight in and I'm going to go for a gold dragon. And then you have all these different sort of animals. I tend to stick with the undead animals. So that is vampires. I like to have two vampires, not three, two. A demon, sorry, and then maybe a couple of zombies. The reason for that is because normal creatures, so say for example, these creatures here, gorillas, bears, lions, can't harm an undead creature. So that's creatures that have come back from the dead. So I'm going to have ghosts as well. So I quite like to have them because straight away half the monsters in the maze can't actually get at them, which is good. The disadvantage is that they have a higher threshold cost, whatever you want to call it. And then we need to have something like say a Pegasus and a Griffin. So these are animals that your wizard can ride, and that's important for two reasons. First of all, you can get around the map a bit quicker if you're riding on the back of something, and the second thing is that if somebody attacks you, they're obviously going to attack the animal that you're riding first. So it gives you a little bit of a buffer. So that's good. And then the gold dragon. You can't create a dragon without casting another spell, but I'll go into that when we start playing it. These are all the different spells. Now there is a manual that comes with this, and what I will do is I will give you a link to a map, and then you can a manual, and you can go through it all at your heart's content. I'm just going to add some potions here that you can create. Healing potion, magic fire, gooey blob, tangle vine's good. Enchant. What enchant does is it makes a weapon able to harm the undead, which is quite handy. So we'll do that. Subversion is a spell. I'll get a couple of these with the idea that you can convert somebody else's monster to be under your control. It's quite a nice one. And then I'm going to just get a few of these because these are combat spells. Basically, they allow you to attack. Basically fire bolts of lightning or whatever's at other people. Magic Eye and Magic Field allow you to see, but they're a bit of an iffy spell because sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. You'll notice it's got a level, so the higher the level, the more effective the spell is, and that's with those different levels as well. There's so much detail in this game. You could spend half an hour on the screen alone just trying to work out what you want to do. But there are reasons why I'm picking these types of animals. I'll tell you what, I will also pick a goblin as well. Oops, I pressed the wrong button there. So I will get a goblin and a troll as well. So let's have a look. Goblin and a troll. I'll go back and I'll see if I can boost my character there. That's all right. That's okay. Everybody has their own different ideas about how to play this game, so I will just go through that. So that's great. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to auto save this because I don't want to. If I make a complete hash of it, I want to come back to here rather than boring you all with this. Then we go to the load scenario screen. So in the original game, there were 3 scenarios, 3 levels, if you like. There are an extra 2 levels on a second disc. I do remember playing them. They're out there somewhere online. Not 100% sure exactly where. So you get 5 in total. The maps are huge. You know, it's not like you're thinking, oh my god, 5 levels and done. It will take you easily an hour per level, if not longer. The 3rd level you can only play as a one player, but the rest of them you can play as multiple players, because basically the 3rd level is you're beating the maze rather than actually going against anybody. So this is what you will see. You'll see this every time you take a turn. You'll see this like scorecard. So it's you versus the computer generated wizard, which in this case has this wonderful name of Torquemada. Fantastic, right? So it's very reminiscent of Dungeons and Dragons, or even the Choose Your Own Adventure books that were very popular in the 80s. They, the ones where you could create, you got the option. You read a passage and it says if you'd like to turn left, go to this page. If you'd like to turn right, go to that page. Those type of books. So it has that sort of feel to it as well. You fight, you combat, you do everything like that. So here's our little map. So the very first turn that you create, you can't actually move. You can only do things. So as you can see from the right hand side, you've got all these different options. Big map is really useful because what big map does is it shows you an overview of the area, and in purple are your enemies. So at the moment you can't see anything, but as you start to explore the areas, you can actually get a good look of the what's around you. You have 2 objectives. The first is to destroy the wizard, your opponent in the game. Second thing is to find the portal, and the portal is your way home. So you've got 2 objectives. You can go to the portal first, but if the other wizard is active, then chances are you will end up dead, because the other wizard will get there first. That's quite exciting. So that's good. So you need a cauldron, and you've got the vial over here, because what you can do, you can create spells. Now I need to create a spell. Excuse me. I need to create a spell to get a dragon, but there are also other things. Your friends, the monsters that you create, they can also pick up things if they have a hand, which I thought was quite exciting. And it's an obvious thing, isn't it? If you create, say, for example, a ghost, then obviously a ghost can't use. A ghost doesn't have hands, so therefore there's not much you can do there as well. That's quite nice. So I'm just going to very, very quickly go through the icons with you. So I'll click on the vampire and I'll select him. So at the top, your little symbols: undead, can fly, can be ridden, is fatally wounded, and invisible. And then underneath are your sort of characteristics. So we've got action points, the number of moves they can make, stamina, constitution, combat, and defense. So our vampire, hard to kill, which is brilliant. And then if you look at, say, for example, me, actually I need to create I need to create myself something to ride as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a griffin. There we are. So I'm going to end up riding him because it just makes my life a lot easier. But if you look at my stats, you can see they're a lot lower than the vampires, because obviously I'm a puny human being. I'm not undead or anything like that. Whereas the vampire, as you can see, much better statistics, so that's fantastic. The general principle of this is just explore the map, find the wizard, kill the wizard, get to the portal. There is no fast and hard way of doing it. My suggestion with these type of games is to make sure that your wizard stays well out of the way of the action, because The one flaw that I found in this game is that you don't get any feedback between turns. So if some of your monsters get killed or you get killed, you just find out about it with this score. Or if you get killed, it just says, game over. So it's always nice to keep yourself way out the way of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop onto my little griffin. And then you've got the option to ride. Okay, and then I will leave it there, and then I'm going to send these vampires out. The reason I like the vampires as well is because they can fly, and that's obviously really handy. So let's see what's going on here. So nothing doing so far. I'm going to put him on fly, and then what you can do, you can go on big map and see if look for any purple dots. There aren't any yet. That's great. So that's him looking out of there, and then I'm going to grab the other vampire, and we'll let him go. Let's get him go this way. He's got hands, so he can open doors, which is what this use thing is. Very interesting. And then I'm gonna just have a little look on the map. So there's no action there. Up there's some ambergris. You need ambergris to make a potion. It's called a super potion, so it boosts basically all the different levels. You can drink the potions, your monsters can drink the potions, and you can also put the potions in the vials, which is what these bottles are for. You just need the cauldron to do it, so that's quite handy and useful. So what I'm going to do is, I'm sure that we're not in any immediate danger, so I'm going to go over here, end my move, and then I'm going to pick the me as the rider, which is great. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to drop my cauldron, and I'm going to cast a spell to make that potion. So super potion. The potions don't last forever, so you can put them in a bottle. There we are. We now have a cauldron full of stuff. So I'm going to. I've run out of action points, which is the green bar there. So there's not much I can do there. So I'm going to put that there. So as you can see, I've got a cauldron full of super potions. So I'm going to drink it. I'll make sure that the griffin drinks it, and so on. So far so good. So the first few turns are all about just setting yourself up, making sure that you are, you've got a good lookout and you've got a plan. The first level is relatively straightforward as long as you don't do anything daft. So if I drink my potion, you'll see straight away my green bar's gone up, so it means I've got more action points. And then if I ride my little griffin, and he can have a drink. Marvelous. His graph's gone up as well. And what I'm also going to do is going to make him fly. So that means that if any monsters come along, only those that can fly can hit me. So my little vampire might as well have a drink while he's at it. Okay. And then make my vampire fly. Just going to move him there. Okay, not enough action points, fine. And I'm just going to see if we've got any sightings or anything. Nope, good. Okie dokie. And then the other vampire, I will leave him alone because he's busy scouting. So we're going up here. You'll notice the terrain's changed, and straight away at the bottom it says there that he spotted some enemies. So I go to the map. Right, up there, top left-hand corner. You don't have to use vampires for this. You can use bats. There are several flying things, but the vampire just covers so many different aspects of it being undead, with being able to fly, with it being it's a good monster. So we know we've got trouble over there. The only slight problem with this is that you can see all this terrain here, this swamp and the rough and the river. It's difficult terrain to walk through. You lose action points. So I'm going to have to go through this building instead. Of course, this dude can fly, and also he won't get harmed by these because these are just normal creatures. So I'm going to have another little, just go over here a little bit further, just make sure there are no undead creatures, because it says it's 4 now. So I'm just trying to work out who the 4th is. Get my big map on. What's on the other side? So it's up here. See what this is? Goblin or dwarf or whatever he is, he's fine. Okay, so my undead creatures will make absolute mincemeat of this lot, so that's no problem. So I can send him over there. That's great. Okay, I'm just going to leave him just there because if you've got action points, that's the green with a little leg, you can fight back. Not that obviously there's going to be an issue because they can't harm him anyway, but and of course he's in the air, so they definitely can't harm him. But it's just nice to have that in reserve. I'm just seeing how many action points I've got left because I want to save some for if I get the chance to cast the dragon. That's quite exciting. So I've got 27 mana, I need 46, so I better keep that to myself. It's also handy to leave some in reserve in case you need to use magic to attack other monsters. So that's important. So we're right in there. So that's my turn done. That was a good turn. I found out lots of information. And I've got this running on 200% speed in my emulator. It's a little bit slower on 100%. It's completely up to you what you want to do. You can even run it in warp, to be honest. It doesn't really make that much of a difference because everything's turn-based. You know, you click, you press, you click, you press. It's not a big deal. So our little trolls moved over there. So I need to know where they've all gone. So let's go and select him because this is the important one. So 2. So they've got over there. So they've got 1, 2. So I imagine if I move my vampire, we're going to find that there's going to be some more. Ah, there we are. The 4 are back. So where they ran off to, they've all gone up there. Your enemies can also use potions as well. So that's quite exciting. So I'm going to land and start smacking him. Land. Also in the chest there's sometimes interesting things also. So this is how you attack somebody. So I've landed, so you just go like that and you hit them and then that's your lot. So if I put my mouse over the little dude there, that one hit from the vampire has mortally wounded them. Because if you look at the inform, you've got the little blood drops going flash, flash, flash. So he's gone. He's on his way out. You don't have to manually select the people as well. You can go press next, and it will take you to the next person. So I need to land him, and then get him to open the door. Hoping there's nothing nasty in there. Don't think so. There's a cauldron, which is handy, but that's your lot. And then up here is where our friend is, so he might as well. So as you can see, you get loads of action points. The other thing you have to be careful with is stamina, because although you may have a lot of action points, you've got to be careful that if your characters run out of stamina or have low stamina, then they are going to be they're going to basically not be able to function. So I need to land. The simple way of addressing that is just to give them lots of rest. So, you know, like for example here, there's no need to use up all my action points. I'm just going to hide in this room and just get on it. So I've got my 2 vampires in play and I've got my griffin. So I can just have another quick look at the big map. Fine. The purple circles are the enemies, but then if you get a triangle, that triangle shape is a wizard, and that's what we're really after. We're after a purple triangle. So far so good. Save my turn. I'm going to do another quick save again, seeing as we seem to be okay. We're not dying. Yep. Continue. Independent creatures are so, and I've seen this before actually. There are creatures that are controlled by wizards, and then there are just random creatures. I've actually seen the random creatures kill one of the enemy wizards. I thought, cheers, that was good. So that was great. So we seem to have lost sight of the enemies. So let's just see what the big map's saying. I'm sure there's more than that. So there's that one and then that one up there. That little flashing thing is my dragon herb. So I really need that so I can create a dragon. How very Game of Thrones. So I'm going to land him. And then I'm going to hit this goblin. Bang. Yep. So fatally wounded, as you can see. Not enough action points, but that's fine because the unless he's carrying a magic weapon, which he isn't, he can't harm me. And then this other dude can come across and we can so I'm going to make him fly because we're on difficult terrain. So if I then land, well, I could even throw the bow and arrow at him because you can use your weapons. That was exciting. I'm not sure it does that much damage, to be honest. But yeah, so you can see he's trying to fight back, but no, he's had it. And let's have a look. So I want that dragon herb there. I'm just going to leave my little character in there just for now, just in case there's anything else there. Plus, the dragon's fantastic. You know, the dragon just kills everybody. It's just amazing. Okay, dragons can also start fires as well, which is another handy thing. So you have spells that can create all sorts of mayhem, floods and fires and that sort of thing. But yeah, that's quite a good one. So right, I'm going to put my. I'm assuming he's gone because I can't see him on the map. I'm assuming we've got. Oh no, he's there. He's there. Oh, we've got 4 enemies now. I'm going to have a little look and see where they've come from. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it's to the right. Just gonna see who. So we've got another vampire. So that's the only problem now, because we have another vampire on the board. He's going to be dangerous because he will obviously attack our vampire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to straight away go in for an attack because the other one's fatally wounded, so I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to see if I can get an attack in first. Yeah, okay. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going to try and double team because that troll's not going to cause any problems, even if it got to my griffin. I'm quite happy. So there we are. So right, so that is. I could end up losing a vampire here. You know, it might not be the best move in the world, but we'll sort that out. So I'm going to see if I've got what my magic status is. Let's have a look. So I've got 36, only 46, only 10, but it regenerates. You know, a few clicks every move. So we'll see that. So enter. Right, and this is the only way you really know if you've lost or if you've beaten any of theirs, because this score changes. So if Torquemada gets a 1 or whatever's, then I know that one of my vampires has gone. Oh well, it's 0-0, so that's always a good sign. So let's see what happens here. So I've got a bear. The bear's useless, isn't it? No, that's my vampire. Right. So there's no blood marks, so I'm not fatally wounded. So yeah, so I better. I'm going to attack him. Yeah, bang bang. Yeah, this is all looking quite good because he's not attacking back. Yeah, he's now fatally wounded. Fantastic. Which means I can go and get my other man, my other vampire, and hopefully he can finish him off. Yes, brilliant. And then I'll land him. And we'll sort this bear out while we're at it. I just love the vampires in this game. They're just so good. Now the problem you have with a bear, if you look, is that they tend to have high constitution. Look, it's lots of that red heart. So it will take a few goes to get rid of them. And that's my dragon herb that I really want. And that's my troll that's about to go. So I'll end the turn. I could generate some more monsters, but I want to get the dragon. I want to show you the dragon. It's not just an Ares that gets to have a dragon. It's me, and you get 3 dragon spells as well. So you can have a gold one and a red one, and I can't remember what the other one was. The only difference between them all is the power, the strength, if you like. That's the only sort of difference between a lot of them. So I'm going to see how my vampires are doing. So that bear seems to have run away. Where's it gone? So, big map. So it's gone. Oh, and we can see the wizard. Brilliant. So the wizard's that triangle in the sort of top right hand corner. So that's what we need to go after now. That's the objective. The whole point of the game is to sort that wizard out. So fly. The rest of it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Yeah, he's the one. Now the only slight issue you have with not enough action points. It's a bit of a shame, really, isn't it? Is that a wizard can use magic. So you know, when you're facing an animal, unless it's had a spell actually cast on itself, you you should be okay. So that's me. I'm going to pop that. The other thing is that it's very difficult to retreat. So that wizard, once he's engaged in fighting, it's difficult for them to retreat. So let's see what the health of the wizard is in form. So far he seems to have a high defense, so he must have taken a potion or something like that. But we'll see how that all works out. My only fear, as I say, is that he's going to cast some sort of spell. But by the time that all kicks in, and I'm just going to look for my how much magic I've got. In fact, I might as well just go and get that. Get that dragon herb. Where's it gone? It's there. Because he's going to be fine. I'm not even worried about him. I might just go and get the dragon herb, because by the time I get up there, I should have enough magic. But he's going nowhere. Yeah, he hasn't even got. He can't even do any action points. So this is the only problem with this this game, is that there's nothing to stop that wizard, the opposing wizard, having an absolute field day now on me, because I'm out in the open and I would never know. But unless it says bye, fingers crossed. So we're okay. But that's the only slight problem with this. So yeah, fine, no problem. Have I got any vampires left? Oh, I've got 2 vampires. That's good. And I have the fatally wounded. No. Oh well, this is going really well. This. So I'm gonna hit him. Smack, 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 smack. Obviously he can't damage me because I'm undead. Right, I ran out of stamina there rather than action points. So we needed to keep, going after that. So he's taken a lot of damage. So he must have, as I say, he's got a potion or something. Look at that defense thing. So as you can see, yeah, it doesn't. The Constitution's taken a while to do as well. One of the things I can do is I can create a spell that could attack him, but that then leaves me open, and that's a slight risk. And I'm not quite sure that I want to take that right at this moment in time. So let's get our little. Oh, I don't like that up there. Or is that the one that we wounded? Yeah, that's okay. So you got any action points left? Nah, he's fine. So he's not going to cause us any problems. So I'm going to toodle off here. Oops. I wanted me, rider. You can also, your monsters can ride things as well. So your vampires can ride, these types of creatures as well. So it's so many cool options. So I'm just going to pick up dragon herb, go off there, and then ride, and go back to that room with the cauldron in. And that's us done. And then hopefully by the time I get to that room, I'll have enough magic so I can create a dragon. Very exciting. I did a playthrough with this first before I did this video, and I was a disaster. I just got killed in about 7 moves because I just got all adventurous and just went, massively out into the open. So I'm learning not to be quite as. I need to put him in the air. Actually, do I? Let's just have a look. No, I'm fine. Okay, it's just this terrain takes up stamina and action points. Oh, there appears to be a bat, but that bat, because it's flying, is actually above me. So that's not so much of a problem for now. As I say, if they're going to get anybody, they're going to get the griffin first. Okay, go back to there, and then drop the dragon herb, and then hopefully I should be able to cast a dragon spell. And there we go, gold dragon. Whoosh! Hey, he's the daddy. He is the daddy. Let's have a look at his stats. Oh, look at that! Look at that stamina and constitution. And of course he can fly because he's got wings. Has he got hands? That's the only thing. Oh, he's got hands. And then fire A to this dude. How good's that? Oh, dearie me. Game of Thrones, eat your heart out. Can I do that again? Let's have a look. Fire A. One more. And that's him gone. How fantastic is he? Oh, he's my favourite thing in the entire world now. Let's go back to the vampires anyway, because we need to see how they're doing. Because they make oh, my vampire is mortally wounded. Oh, that's no good. What about the other one? No, but he's definitely taken some damage. Let's get him up in the air and see if we can find the wizard. There we are. So the wizard's over there. So that's not good. He's clearly used some sort of magic. So I'm going to land him. You can, with potions, get health back, but the problem with that is it's just because they're fatally wounded, it's going to now take them a time. You know, you don't get that many turns to actually get them anywhere. So sometimes they're sort of, you know, they're gone. How's he doing anyway, this wizard? He seems to be. Oh, his defense is now low. So yeah, he's drunk some sort of potion that's made him is up to his constitution now. So yeah, so I'm hoping that I can send my dragon, and my dragon will go and sort him out. So yeah, so I hope you're enjoying this. I mean, you know, it's a long video because this is the type of game it is. Even on warp, you know, it just takes a little while. It's like playing chess. You've got to move your pieces around the board. But yeah, it's so much fun. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get him up in the air. I'm going to see if I can get him towards that wizard. Again, my only slight fear is that I will end up having issues with the wizard having magic. I'm going to end the move there. Let's go next. Next. So, yeah, our vampire. So the wizard's ran away again. Put him up in the air, see if he can find where the wizard is. Okay, not looking promising, is it? Where's the wizard gone? The wizards have the same abilities as you do, so they could potentially have flown away, transported, done all sorts of things. But I'm gonna go in this direction. Oh, and there he is. He was hiding in the woods. So we'll land. I suppose the vampire's keeping him busy until we until the dragon can get there anyway. So how's he doing with his health? So he's starting to struggle, but that constitution is going to take quite a while to knock on the head. I'm just going to see where he is in relation to my dragon. So my dragon's still a while away. So that's a bit of a concern. But yeah, okay. I suspect that one of my vampires might go in this next turn, so therefore he might get a score. We'll see. Yes, 8. So that's the end of one of my vampires. I think the score isn't just how many enemies you kill, but it's also the type of enemies as well. You know, the harder to kill ones, they get a bigger score. That's my dragon run out of action points, but there we are. So we're at the wizard there. So my dragon's very close now, and I suspect, yeah, one of my he's not wounded though, which I'm quite surprised at. So I'm going to try and see if we still go for the wizard. No, he's okay. I mean, he's still hanging in there, so that's fine. And let's have a look at the wizard. So he's still doing okay. His defense is shot up again. He must have loads of potions. So that's how we're doing. Dragons aren't undead, unfortunately, but because the dragon's flying, it's only magic or other flying creatures that are gonna get in the way. So we'll just keep chipping away. You could have wizard to wizard fights, but as I say, the issue is that you just don't know what magic he's going to do. You know, he could do one of these really good magic bolts type spells. So yeah, I'm just going to put my wizard on the griffin just in case And then we can go across to our friend the dragon. And yes, so he can help out with the wizard, who I can't see unless he's gone invisible. Oh, there's the gooey blob. How exciting. There he is. And then let's get fire on the ground. Kaboom. Hey, and I've fatally wounded him. How exciting. I can't do much now because I've run out of action points. But yes, the wizard's on its way. I don't know if the gooey blob is an attack spell. I just think it makes things harder. So I'm going to end my turn, and I'm hoping he doesn't have any magic left to kill our dragon or kill our vampire. And then we can just finish him off. So, alright, so you can see it says Portal 12. So the portal is now open, so I need to go and find the portal. I'm a bit concerned about how that score's jumped to 14 as well. I'm just wondering what. It's the vampire. He's wounded. Just a bit of a shame. Oh well. So we'll get a bit more fire. Well, that's him gone. Right. So now I need to try and find out where the portal is. So on the map, there it is. It's right on the left-hand side. So it's that big that box with the sort of the orange and the yellow in it, right on the left-hand side. So we need to go over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly him over in the general direction, so he can sort out anybody who's going to be in the way. That's the end of that. Goodbye. Okay, that's his action points done. Because what I don't want to do is to send my my wizard out, you know, with his characters around, because that could be dangerous. So I just need to see where I am in relation to that portal. So it's not there, so I need to fly, I think, and just see if I can spot it in the air. There we are. So let's go and fly. I'm going to look in the map. Okay, it's sort of northwestish, wasn't it? So I'm going to look on the map. Yeah, that's right. Doesn't seem to be any enemies there either. So let's end that move. And then end the turn. So unless something stupid happens, I should be able to complete this. And you see his points have now disappeared because he's dead, which is fair enough. Yeah, as a child, I really enjoyed the fighting fantasy choose your own adventure books. They were absolutely brilliant. When I was at school, the school library had them, and I just enjoyed taking them out, reading them. The portal seems to have disappeared, which is a bit of a worry, because the portal was there. I'm just going to fly again and just make sure it wasn't just me being silly. No, it was definitely in that sort of top left-hand corner, unless it's moved. I'm just going to have another look, because I'm sure it was there. Yeah. Oh no, it is there, because look, the little thing on the right hand side is flashing away. That's sorted. So I'm going to keep him there, and then I'm going to get my dragon in the game. So where's my dragon in relation to me? Right, okay. Because what I want to do is to make sure that I am protected in case there's any funny business. Okay. And look, there's a, so that's giant spider, as you can see, has no wizard attached to it. So that's just an occurring creature. So So it shows you're not just fighting against the wizard's enemies, you're also fighting against just general creatures that are on the map. Game's a great touch. It's a really good touch. So you see it says Portal 10 because you only have so many turns to get to the portal. So yeah, my dragon's just going to go and kill that elephant because that's the sort of person I am. Yep, and again. Oh, I've run out of action points. What a shame. There's nothing to stop my vampire actually having a pop at the dragon, and then I just need to put me in the portal, and that's me done. So land, rider, and I pop into there. There we go. So that's the first level completed. As you can see, it's got a lot of nuances and a lot of devil to the detail. You can create potions and spells. You can do all sorts of things. You yourself can cast magic spells, which I didn't do that personally. I was just playing around with the monsters and everything. But there's so much different sort of things you can do with it. I'll leave a link to the manual. It says Spectrum, but it's the same manual for all the games. It says so on the sort of second or third page, and it's about 30 pages, something like that. There's a lot of detail in it. It's a really in-depth game, and seek out the extra 2 levels as well because they're quite good fun as well. It's just such a fun game, but it's not a quick game as you've seen. I'm just gonna have a look at how long this has taken. We're at 40 minutes for one level, and that was a pretty quick playthrough. You can spend a lot longer if you want to on getting all your monsters right and everything. So it is quite a long sort of game. But it's if this is your sort of thing, I don't think there's anything better for it on the Commodore 64. This type of games. There were some sequels, there were some similar games to it, but I just think that this one is just so much fun. So thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Any questions, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.